But FDR took a lot of power away from big business, and his rich buddies. FDR wasn't like no like poor person. He was a rich guy. He was a rich white man that had lots of important and powerful friends, and they all hated him because he stuck up for the working man. He stuck up for the working class. And he had some botched operations. When I first heard that he enacted a program to destroy crops and slaughter cattle to keep the prices high enough so the farmers wouldn't go completely broke, that sounds wacky. I didn't believe it at first until I found out for myself. But what I have to do, what I told myself, and you might call me a fool, but what I told myself, that's one wacky idea out of a whole range of strategies that he was trying. And I think his heart was in the right place. Not each and everything that he tried to do to get the country back on its feet was right. Some people just state it as a fact. They make it sound like it's a fact that FDR made the Depression last longer. And it's one of those things where you just say, like, what if? I mean, you're basically writing a parallel history. It's not a fact. If some of these free market, some of these, I don't know what these people call themselves. The ones that hate FDR, the ones that hate the New Deal. These followers of Milton Friedman or the other economists that claim that FDR made the Depression last longer. What they don't factor in is that you had a whole nation of desperate people. And if you have a situation of desperate people, you have something similar to the French Revolution. And it's these certain ideas that say just let them starve. Don't try to do anything to prop up everybody. Just let the market do what it needs to do and the Depression will be over faster. The whole country might have collapsed. You don't know. That's the thing about economists. They don't factor in. They're not sociologists. They're not psychiatrists. They're not psychologists. They're not historians. They just look at money like we're a commodity, like people are a commodity. And that's what I say to you, Libertarian 33. That's what I say to you, these other guys that think I'm a fool for believing in the New Deal, for believing in liberal ideas. You guys, you don't take in the fact that when you get a lot of unhappy people, your stock market, your Wall Street won't matter. All it takes is an angry crowd with Molotov cocktails, and you fat cats in your suits and your fancy shoes are dead meat. If enough people are starving and out of work and don't have a way to get around, have hungry kids to feed, they're losing their houses, all your fucking love of Wall Street ain't gonna matter. It's history. It's done. That's why I think FDR, in many ways, made some mistakes. The Japanese internment camp, somebody, I guess, there was a lot of mistakes. Probably got us into World War II under unscrupulous circumstances. There are lots of stories. But I think in the end, it's like watching that movie, The Dark Knight. I mean, you kind of have to keep going for what's right, and sometimes some awful things happen. But there was one good little message in that movie, The Dark Knight, that basically that the people in general are good. The bit, I don't know if you people saw the movie, some of you have seen it, but there's a bit where spoiler alert, these people are, the Joker sets it up where there's one ferry full of prisoners and one ferry full of like regular Gothamites, people of Gotham, men, women, and children, executives, commuters, and the prison boat has the power to destroy the other ferry boat to save their lives. And the good citizens of Gotham City have the power to destroy the boat full of prisoners. Other else, everybody dies. That was the setup. It's highly unbelievable. Very crazy, but that was a good message. That in general, and I believe that in general, the majority of people will do the right thing. That will stop and try to help that person and pick them up. But there's cowards among us. And and I've seen it more in conservatives in the GOP. The motto is every man for themselves. And libertarians too. Every man for themselves. It's not about caring about your brother. I'm not my brother's keeper. That's the whole thing. And I think that's what separates, some of us from the rest. But in general, thank God, the majority of us do have a little compassion, that we care about animals. We don't that we care about our fellow human beings. I mean, who among us would want to torture a dog, Who among us would, that sees an abandoned pet and, that's starving and not feel something, And beyond that, seeing something on the news, people starving in Darfur, I mean, you've got to be a very, very cold person to just say it's not me. It's not my business. I don't care. And that's one of the things about just being a complete isolationist. FDR was dealing with that. There were a strong isolationist movement in this country that was against stepping into anybody's business. I'm not about spreading democracy like a neocon, I draw the line at certain things, but we can't just turn our backs on everything. But we have to use our noggin and not let some idiot leader just, there's definitely an alternative agenda going on there.